I've decided to go short on Bitcoin and a little scalping trade on Ethereum. And in this video, I'm going to tell you why, how, when, who, and what. Okay, so we are going to do a price reading, a market analysis on Bitcoin, and I'm going to tell you where I think it's going to stop off. I'm going to give you a little warning as well that the daily time frame is giving us, and we are going to have some fun looking at these charts. Okay, so number one thing that I'm going to do is turn on our indicators. Okay, do not panic, do not fret. I'm not selling you nothing. You get access to these for free. All right. I've already told you many times in the descriptions box, there's a link that takes you to our Telegram. Send a message to our support team and tell them you want access to these for free. If you don't know who we are, what kind of indicators these are, I've also made a completely free course in which I tell you every single thing about trading, which I've actually posted on this YouTube channel. And I also made a little series of videos in which I go in detail about how these indicators work. So we're going to turn on the signals and order blocks to, believe it or not, see the order blocks. We're going to turn on the smart trend to see the most powerful, brilliant tool that we have spent over 5 years creating here, which is the smart trend. And we're also going to be able to see fair value gaps, which is a really useful thing. Finally, we're going to turn on our smart oscillator. Do not insult it. It is not just an RSI. It's a really tweaked out RSI that has got money flow in it. Okay, so without wasting any more time, let's go on the 30-minute time frame. Let's first do a really quick recap, okay, of what was going on, what we were saying in the past videos. Well, number one is we were in some sort of sideways range right there. Okay, we went below this level there. Let me just write a bit. We went below this level there with this massive wick, grabbed some liquidity and liquidated all of those people that were going long and placing their stop loss just below the recent low. Okay, next, since then we had some sort of a push up. Okay, if you didn't have a magic ball, you weren't a wizard and you didn't manage to go long here or even here, that's absolutely fine. I'm going to show you how you could have incorporated yourself into this move up in which we currently are in. Okay, we went above all of these recent levels, which you can see right there with one big massive wick. Okay, grab some liquidity and then got a push down. In my free course in which I show you how to trade from zero, from scratch, I told you that the best way for you to trade a sideways channel, and one of the things that you should look at, is the exponential moving average, which is this gray line right there. If it is not being respected, it means you're in a sideways range. You're breaking it up, breaking it down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, as if it was useless. I also told you in that course that the best way for you to identify when you could be potentially going out of that sideways range is when you see an aggressive breakout of that exponential moving average, and especially when you get a retest down and you confirm the use of the exponential moving average. Okay, so how could you have introduced yourself to this trend? Well, you came out of this range, you maybe didn't catch this breakout. You're like, okay, I don't really trust that. Fine, cool. You see the price has gone above all of these recent levels. You see the price is coming down and you see the price stopping just at the exponential moving average. You then turn on your smart oscillator. You can see you're already oversold. And then finally, just to make things a lot better, you trace a Fibonacci retracement from this low all the way up to this high. I've also told you in our course how to trace your Fibonacci retracement. You can see you're in quite a key point. You could potentially look for a long position. Okay, now a long position to hold it for a bit longer, or if you are a bit of a terrorist and you want to scalp it really tough, really hard, you could have gone for this long when you've made it here, okay, and this is why with our indicators is really simple and is really cool to actually trade. You made it to the 30-minute smart trend. You had the little yellow dot. You went above the recent high. You drop down the time frame. You go over to the 15-minute time frame. You're overbought. You've got smaller money flow, and then you could have scalped it down. Scalp it down up until where? Well, you do exactly the same process. Fibonacci retracement from this more recent push up. Your take profit is down to the golden pocket. Now, this is a really tough scalping move if you're a bit of a lunatic, okay? But you can do it, okay? Then you could look again for another place for you to go long, okay? You had the little yellow dot. You're on a golden pocket level. You have the smart trend, which is green, which is telling you to look for a long position. You've got a little bit of money flow, which is exactly what you want to see. And then you're massively oversold. This is screaming long. This is screaming and shouting for a long position. Okay, so we've established that. Let's go over to the 1 hourly time frame. First off, why did I go short? Well, the first thing that made me want to go short is we are in a 1 hourly order block. Okay, you can see there, this little rectangle right there, that is an order block, which is inside this bigger rectangle, which you can see right there, which is a 1 hourly fair value gap, which was created right there. I don't know if you can see it from there down to there. This is what the fair value gap looks like. Quite a big one, quite a fat one. Okay. Additionally, we were kissing the smart trend, which is right there. Additionally, because I'm not even finished yet, we were on this, was it the 0.5 level? Yes, we made it exactly to the 0.5 level, okay, of this bigger push down using a Fibonacci retracement, okay? So it was screaming for a short position. Now, I am also very, very, very aware that I am potentially waiting for the price of Bitcoin to get a bit more of a push up. So what did I do? I basically did a compound trade. I averaged out a trade, okay? What does this mean? It means that I've entered one short position there, and I'm going to enter my next short position somewhere around there. Okay, let me tell you why. I've just told you why I went short here. I'm going to tell you why I'm going to try and go short there as well, if the price allows me to. First off, I'm not quite overbought yet. It looks like I could have a bit more of a push up if I'm a lucky boy. Going to trace again a Fibonacci retracement from this bigger push down from the very, very top down to the very, very bottom. And I'm going to see that the 0.618 level comes in exactly where I have a 4 hourly fair value gap, which is right there. Okay. Anything else? Yes. I'm now going to trace a anchored volume profile, okay, from this whole sideways range. Why am I going to be doing this? Because I'm going to see that the point of control, okay, is going to come in exactly at 62,600. Okay, so what does this mean? I've gone with my first short position a bit before the point of control. And then my next short position is going to be hypothetically as a bit of a deviation before a push down. Okay, so ideally I would like to see the price get a little bit more of a push up past the point of control to then get another push down. Okay, I am also going to now delete all of these things, and I'm going to show you how if I trace a Fibonacci retracement from a bit of a local area, okay, so from this smaller push down, not the massive one, but the smaller one, the 0.618 level lands exactly there, and also trace the exact same thing again, you're going to see the 0.618 level overlaps exactly with my point of control. That's why number one place to take short on the 0.5 level, on the 1 hourly order block, on the 1 hourly fair value gap. We've gone above this recent high, which means we've grabbed some liquidity. My next point is going to be a slight deviation up where I'm going to go short, okay, which means that I'm going to be left, if I do enter my second short position, with an average price of around there, which is not bad at all, okay? For hourly time frame, we're basically overbought. It does mean we could get some sort of a push down. Right, cool, okay. Where's my take profit? My take profit is going to be around this area, which is conveniently where I have a fair value gap on the 4 hourly time frame, where I have the value area low, which is this blue line, which is basically exactly at 59,700. Let's just call it 60K, just to make it nice and simple, nice and easy. Additionally, just to make things even better, even cooler, I'm not gonna trace that because it's gonna get very messy. I'm going to trace a Fibonacci retracement from this recent push up that we've had, and you're gonna see how the 0.618 level, the 0.5 level land very nicely with our value area low and with this fair value gap. Okay, so it only makes sense for my take profit to be around there. Please do remember something I always personally do with my money, with my trades. As soon as the trade has given me 2% take profit, like I'm around there, I would take my stop loss, I'll move it over to break even point, so that even if the price then decides to go back up and I don't make any profits yet, fine, I don't care, I haven't lost any money. The number one goal in trading is to preserve your capital, to not lose money. Before making money, you need to not lose money. Okay, this is the number one thing to do, which I do with every single one of my trades. Okay, so what is scaring me? Let's go on the daily time frame. There's something that's kind of scary here. Okay, I want you to pause the video and see if you can spot it. What is looking dodgy? What is looking scary? What it is that we've got a big drop down, okay, with big money flow. We've got a smaller push down with a bit less money flow. Fine. So we're making lower lows on Bitcoin. We're making higher lows on the RSI. We are having decreasing money flow. What does that mean? We are making an RSI divergence and a money flow divergence. Okay, that's why I'm saying, first off, I do want you to pay really close attention to what I'm about to say. The daily time frame is different than the 4 hourly time frame. I'm going short on the 4 hourly time frame, but I'm not going short to the point where I'm thinking, oh, my take profit is down to like 50K. No, I don't think that's really doable, because the bigger time frame, the 1 day time frame, looks like we could get some sort of a push up. Some sort of a push up in the next week or 2 weeks. In the next 10 to 15 days, not today. I don't think that in 1 or 2 days the price is going to go like this in a straight line. That would be quite weird. I don't think that's really going to happen. What I do think is that in the medium term, maybe week and a half, 2 weeks, we could see the price potentially do something like this. Up until where? Up until where? Up until this daily fair value gap. I'm paying attention to this smart trend coming along very nicely just behind this fair value gap. It would be amazing, would make my day if the price of Bitcoin went above this recent high, touched this fair value gap, touched the smart trend, and then we would get an amazing place to go short. And then there, yes, I would be a lot more happy to give you a bigger take profit. Okay, now if you remember, when we were around this area, we were waiting for the price to get a bit more of a push up, a bit to even touch this daily fair value gap, which we didn't do, and then get the move down. We didn't manage to do that. So what am I hoping the price is going to do? I'm hoping the price to go above this recent level, grab some liquidity, touch the fair value gap because it is still virgin. It is it hasn't been touched yet, and then get a push down. Okay, that's what I'm waiting for. Anything else? Yes, absolutely. You know, I like my fixed range volume profiles from this whole sideways range in which we were in. Basically, what I'm waiting for is a bit of a deviation from the point of control, which is this blue line right there, which would mean going above this recent high, touching this fair value gap, slight deviation from the point of control, and then a push back down. That's what I'm waiting for. Okay. Then I told you as well, I went in a bit of a trade on Ethereum. Let me tell you why, what my reasoning was. If I'm waiting for Bitcoin to get a push down, I'm going to be waiting for Ethereum to get pushed down. What can we see? First off, on the 4-hourly time frame, we're kissing the smart trend. Drop down, 1-hourly time frame, we are on the smart trend. This red rectangle, which is a bit faint, is a 1-hourly fair value gap. We are in a 1-hourly fair value gap. Okay, we are overbought as hell. We are kissing the smart trend. Additionally, let me go on the 2-hourly time frame so it's not as crazy. Additionally, from this bigger push down, so from this whole push down that Ethereum has had, I'm now going to trace you a Fibonacci retracement. Okay, from this top all the way down to the very, very bottom, which is right there, we made it exactly to the 0.618 level. Now, additionally, just because I want to show you the power, one of our indicators, and then two of the fixed range volume profile, the anchored volume profile, doesn't really matter which one you use, they both tell you the same sort of thing. Yeah, the exact same thing. We made it exactly to the dollar accuracy, to the value area high. So we make it to a fair value gap. Ethereum has gone above this high, this high, this high, this high. We've just grabbed a bunch of liquidity. I've gone short on Bitcoin. I've made it to this golden pocket of a bigger phase down. I'm in a fair value gap. And on top of that, I'm overbought. And on top of that, I've made it to the value area high. Man is screaming for a short. Isn't it? Now, what am I going to do? With this one, I've got a bit of a different mindset. I'm not going to hog it for a massive short down to hell. Very similar thing as Bitcoin. I'm going to, as soon as the price gives me 1.5–2% profit, I'm going to first off claim 50% of my benefits, profits, and then I'm going to move my stop loss down to break-even point so that I am no longer in risk. I am then going to leave the price of Ethereum do whatever it wants to do. If it wants to push down, go for it, and that's it. Okay, and then once we make it maybe around this area, I might look for a to fully close my position and potentially look for a long position. Another thing that's really worth noting is to use cross-reference analysis. Look at what Bitcoin's doing to see what Ethereum's doing. Look at what Ethereum's telling you to see what you could do in Bitcoin. So a bit of a longer video today, yes, but I think it has been really, really cool, really useful. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you leave a like, make sure you also subscribe, and make sure as well that you let me know any comments, any issues that you might have regarding the indicators, regarding the market, regarding anything, just not your personal life. I'll do my best to try and give you a hand to try and answer, and then yeah, that's about it really. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for another daily market reading. Bye bye.